What does the future look like with what you're finding?
So we've already been on the ground investigating in St. Lucie County, for example. And during that investigation, we've been working with a investigative journalist named Allison Green. She's been helping us dig through the county records requests. We've started investigating on the ground, working with locals.
Mm.
And as soon as we started investigating and working with Allison, Allison started flagging concerns where the data that we're getting told is the active voters from the county and from the state at large. There's significant problems. She started flagging that the St. Lucie County, for example, is having mismatched reports for the amount of registered voters that were eligible to vote during the election. And she's very worried that the numbers that are in these databases may not be legitimate. And as investigations have furthered, she's brought up some concerns that really aren't well known or public yet. And we've now started talking about, which is in 2016, there was actually multiple attempts to compromise voter registration databases across the US. There's been multiple reports from the FBI, the NSA, I believe Department of Homeland Security. They found a targeted campaign by Russia to breach county election systems, such as their voter registration database back in 2016. And during the investigations in Florida, Allison even made it public that one of the counties that actually got successfully breached, there was two counties in Florida. One of them was St. Lucie County. They got into the voter registration database. There was apparently malware that was introduced. But as we've started digging deeper, I actually flew to Florida. I went to St. Lucie County, and I
Okay.
helped do some on the ground investigations where we started going around and knocking on doors in some of the really weird and anomalous places that our statistics and Allison's analysis has brought up. For example, the first door we knocked on was in a neighborhood in St. Lucie County that was under construction during the election. So no one lived there. You couldn't register to vote there, right? And we found that they completed construction after the November election. We went, knocked on the door, very nice couple, and we asked them, hey, so what's going on? Did you vote in the 24 election? They said, yeah, we voted in the 24 election in Palm Beach County, which is the next county over. We didn't live here until after the election we moved. And I said, well, that's interesting because per the county's records, your husband cast a vote in St. Lucie County for the November election. And they said, what? That can't be right. We weren't here. That's impossible. That was the first door we knocked on. We then proceeded to do other investigations where we would visit, for example, we visited a place that had multiple registered voters, active voters that voted in the 24 election. It was a UPS store. No one lives there. Is we know that Russia got in 2016 to at least St. Lucie County. We know they tried to get in
Mhm.
to every other state. And the question we have now is, what do we not know?